Listeners, readers, welcome to this Foxed Page recommendation, where I tell you whether you might or might not want to dive into a book I love. I think lots of people have heard of Muriel Spark's The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie. If you heard about it, I kind of would bet that you have not read it. It's one of those ones that's kind of like in the ether. I don't know, it's like The Turn of the Screw, or like one of these books that you kind of hear about but that very few people have read. Let me tell you, we need to change that. So it says right here, a perfect book. This is the Chicago Tribune, who is opining here, but I could not agree more. So Muriel Spark was Scottish, and this book was published in 1961, I believe. Checking my notes, finding my notes, looking at the wrong notes. Boom, 1961. It was published first in the New Yorker, and then it was brought out as a book itself. And it does feel like a very long short story, although let me tell you, I don't think the New Yorker is publishing things of this length anymore. It is set in the 1930s in Edinburgh. It's a bunch of young women who are being taught by a woman named Jean Brodie. But it is not that simple. This is a book where the prose is unbelievably complicated and beautiful and unique, but the story also has all sorts of undercurrents and subtexts, and it is just absolutely delicious. As always, I'm going to read the first sentence. It's such a good opening. Here we go. The boys, as they talked to the girls from Marcia Blaine's school, stood on the far side of their bicycles, holding the handlebars, which established a protective fence of bicycle between the sexes and the impression that at any moment the boys were likely to be away. I mean, a protective fence of bicycle? It's so good. It's so good. That is the kind of inventive stuff, and I am not going to parse this for you, but I could spend an entire class period just talking about the mastery of this very first sentence. Every piece of this book is so engaging and so interesting. The sort of topic and the brevity of the book itself belie a real sophistication and a real complex structure here that are remarkable. I'm also going to read another snippet. Suddenly, like migrating birds, Sandy and Jenny were of one mind for a run, and without warning, they ran along the pebbly beach into the air, which was full of sunset, returning to Miss Brodie to hear of her forthcoming summer holiday, when she was going to leave the fattened-up Mr. Lowther. That's just a little teaser. If you're interested in who this fattened-up Mr. Lowther might be, get yourself over to the Foxed Page. And also, if you're wondering why this certain getup that I've got going on here looks like this, follow on Instagram for fun weekend getaways. Wow, not getaways, weekend giveaways. Just to check out all the homemade sweaters. This one is literally a dress. It goes all the way to the floor. I cannot recommend this book highly enough. This is unbelievable. This is, I think, a perfect book.